Azimio One Kenya principals led by Raila Odinga have opposed President William Ruto's proposal to increase contribution rates by individuals to the National Social Security Fund, terming the move as ill-advised. Odinga, Karua and Musyoka said subjecting Kenyans to a 6% increase in NSSF deductions will make an already bad situation worse for a majority of Kenyans who are struggling amidst the rising cost of living. The leaders have vowed to stop those attempts by any means. Stephen Latour reports.
As President William Ruto's administration plans to gazette the new NSSF regulations in 2 weeks' time, the opposition is mounting a fight, vowing to block Ruto's proposal to maximize tax collection and increase contribution rates by employees towards NSSF.
Deducting more money from workers and throwing it at the corrupt and mismanaged institutions like the NSSF and the NHIF won't solve any problem. Above all, the government must fight and be seen to be fighting corruption.
President William Ruto last week struck a deal between the Central Organization of Trade Unions, KOTU, NSSF and the Federation of Kenya Employers, who had initially opposed the increment, setting the stage for the rollout of the 6% increment. But Azimio luminaries, led by Raila Odinga, have now mounted an opposition, terming the plan oppressive to the low-income earners.
It remains our position that Kenyans cannot afford and should not be asked to pay extra taxes for the order regime to realize the outlandish and unrealistic promises it is pursuing.
The new proposal by President William Ruto is to have NSSF deductions increased by 6%, Ruto noting that the current deductions are inadequate as savings. But Odinga says it is an additional burden for the ordinary Kenyan in view of increasing taxation that worsens an already bad situation for the struggling Kenyan worker.
Those measures will be sufficient to raise money to finance the country without raising taxes. We will resist any attempt by the government to unilaterally raise taxes to finance corruption.
KOTU and FKE have since withdrawn the case they filed opposing the NSSF Act of 2013, setting the stage for the new deductions. Odinga challenged the Ruto-led administration to pull up its socks, get down to work and fix the country's economy.
When NAC took over power in 2003, the economy was worse off than what UDA has inherited from Jubilee. But we were able to put the country back on track, including free primary education, without raising taxes. The Grand Coalition government picked up from the ashes of post-election violence and rebuild the economy, including massive infrastructure, without raising taxes. UDA must immediately shelve any thoughts of raising taxes on suffering Kenyans.
During the event to unveil former Kanduyi MP Wafula Wamunyinyi as the Azimio candidate for the Bungoma senatorial by-election, Odinga also faulted the government's investigations into extrajudicial killings.
They are, however, firmly opposed to the current trend directed by a vindictive regime that the president that seems to be pursuing a personal vendetta against specific current and past state officers in the pretext of pursuing extrajudicial executions.
Stephen Latour, Citizen TV.